Well, this is actually part 2 of this week's news, so if you haven't checked out part 1 yet, make sure you go back and do that. All the New York Comic Con news with all the trailers and premiere dates are all in that part. Basically, the episode went so long that we couldn't fit it in one for the audio stuff, so we just had to split it in 2. So go back and check that out and enjoy the rest of the show. Thanks, guys. Next up, something. Well, this is actually not casting. This is directing, but same thing. It's personnel related.
Shoddy. Should have its own section.
But out of the casting, that was the last casting. That's why we're on a new thing.
I don't know if that's better or worse. You just don't even know what you're doing anymore.
I suppose we're at the end of the casting. Now we've got a couple of things that are kind of on their own, and then we get into the new shows in development, the comedies.
Okay.
All right, there you go.
Miscellaneous.
Hey, you know what? See if you're cheat. I'm skipping this one. You care about this one.
Oh, okay, I know what this is. Let's do it.
No. You have ruined your chance.
Do you know why I'm annoyed that you're going? Oh, it's directing. This is the name of the show, the premise. This is basically the announcement beyond it's happening.
Yeah, but it's a Star Wars show. Who cares?
And you're shafting it with, oh yeah, here's some directing announcers. What the hell?
Okay, remind me, what is a Mandalorian?
So you know Boba Fett?
Yes, unfortunately.
You know that armor that he wears?
Yes.
That's a Mandalorian armor, basically. So it's a race of warrior people who they all kind of have that style of armor.
Is Boba Fett Mandalorian?
Depends on which canon version you go with, but usually.
Screw Star Wars. Seriously, screw Star Wars. You couldn't even give me a straight answer for that question. God damn it.
I'd say yes, but
okay.
There are some people who'll be like, oh, that was no, it doesn't matter.
Well, it's called The Mandalorian, and tell me it's based on a Fett-like character. It's not exactly filling me with confidence.
But look, doesn't mean it's a Fett-like character. It just means he has the same look. There are many Mandalorians.
I don't know if I'm going to look at that armor and not just be annoyed, though. Because that's why people like Boba Fett. Boba Fett is a shitty, nothing character that people like because his armor looked cool.
Have you seen the photo that they released with this?
Maybe, I can't remember.
It had that armor, but it was kind of like that style of armor. It was kind of nice and shiny, kind of like Old West sort of looking.
Okay. Anyway, so
you haven't seen it. I'm gonna send it to you. You can have a look at it.
Dave Filoni, who worked on Star Trek: The Clone Wars and Rebels, is going to be directing the first episode. So we also have Taika Waititi is going to direct an episode. Bryce Dallas Howard's going to direct an episode. There you go, Bryce.
Yeah.
Dope's Rick Famuyiwa. I'm sorry. Dude's got a hard name, okay?
He does. I'll let you off.
Famuyiwa, I think, if I'm saying that right. I think that's close. Apologies. I'm sorry, Rick. I really am. Deborah Cho from Jessica Jones is going to be doing an episode. So and obviously Jon Favreau is writing and show running the series.
Yeah. So would you like to read out the premise of the show?
I'll read out the premise. Yes, thank you. Stop telling me what to do.
I thought you start with what the show is before you go, here's some directors.
That was first.
Every other news story.
That was first in the news article. Okay. That was first in the news article.
Who did you get this from?
This was like Deadline or Variety, one of those two.
Well, I want to know which, so I can call shit on them.
After the stories of Django and Boba Fett, another warrior emerges in the Star Wars universe. Star Wars... Oh, sorry. It said it read it in his post on Instagram as a Star Wars opening crawl, right? You know that part, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The Mandalorian is set after the fall of the Empire and before the emergence of the First Order. We follow the travails of a lone gunfighter in the outer reaches of the galaxy, far from the authority of the New Republic. It sounds like a shit Firefly, let's be honest.
You would say that. Now, have a look at the picture. I've dinged you.
All right. I'll get my phone up.
I'm almost a little disappointed when I saw the picture, because when I got that premise, I was like, oh my god, I hope it's Sabine, because Sabine is a character from Rebels, which obviously Filoni created, and she's a Mandalorian. Her armor's a lot more artistic than what we see here, so unless she's gone undercover a bit. But at the end of Rebels, we got a scene with her in this time period that they're describing, setting up what the next part of her journey was going to be. And we've heard nothing about where we're going to see that. I mean, it could still be her. There's nothing to say that that's not. Because, you know, it's kind of bulky and undercover.
Yeah. I don't know. It doesn't look like a woman to me. Which I think would make it slightly more interesting. Barbara Fett would be more interesting than not Boba Fett. But
no. So my hope is that it's Sabine Wren and she's gone undercover and had to repaint her armor and not be all shiny and artsy like she usually is. And I won't say exactly what she's doing because that would spoil the end of Rebels for anyone who would like to watch at some point, which they should. But at the end of that, she has a very specific objective of, okay, she has to go to, you know, the edges of the galaxy to go and search for something. And that would really fit in with what this show is saying so far. So it's kind of still my hope.
Where are you on the needle? The height needle?
Oh, this is like a 9. This is up there. Okay, so 1, Star Wars. It's already probably like a 7. 2, you've got Mandalorians, which Mandalorian culture is like one of my favorite parts of Star Wars. 3, you've got Favreau show running. 4, you've just given me a list of directors that is pretty damn great.
Right, so for me, it's Star Wars, so it's at 0. And then and then you add Mandalorian, and I think that's that Boba Fett asshole. So that's like a -2. And then
Did you think the image looked that bad? Like, is it like, oh, that's too Boba Fett for you?
It's the mask. Let's be honest, just the mask. It's not really any of the rest of it. It's just the mask.
I like the look that it's got like a big old style rifle on the back, like a wooden stock.
Like, let's be honest here. If this is just a sci-fi show with like a gunslinger character, like, there's nothing to say that I couldn't be really into that. It just, there's so much of Star Wars that annoys me at this point because it over relies on certain things. It really needs to be its own thing.
I agree with that. I hope that's what this is.
It's to be its own thing. I admit the list of directors is pretty fine, and there's potential for this. I have just learned a long time ago to stop being excited for anything called Star Wars. So
that's fair. But just if this didn't have the Star Wars name attached to it, you read that premise of, okay, you know, gunslinger. You saw that image. How would you feel?
Well, take the image out because the image is Star Wars looking. So because of the mask. Okay. So just give me a description and call it something else. Call it I don't know, the space slinger or something. I don't know. Blaster slinger. Okay. Whatever you want to call it.
Or if I just said, you know, we follow the travails of a lone gunfighter in the outer reaches of space, far from the authority of the government.
Yeah, that sounds fine.
Yeah.
That sounds fine. I'm at a 7 for that, just on premise.
Right.
But Star Wars, Empire, Mandalorian all just kind of chip away at it. Yeah. If I'm being honest, it's at like a... It's at a straight 5. It's a straight 5. Everything balances out to middle.
all the genuinely good, you know, objectively good, like the directors.
That gives it a chance.
Balances out any of the Star Warsness.
Yes, it gives it a chance. Gives it a fighting chance, but not one that I'm willing to assume anything about.
Fair. I have a question. Has Bryce Dallas Howard directed a lot of stuff?
Joe, it's funny.
I don't actually know.
I feel like I'm not surprised to say that she has directed, so I feel like she has directed something and I've heard about it. Because I'm not shocked her name's there. But I could just be...
That's fair. Basically, she's gone, hey, Dad directed Star Wars, I want in.
Did he? Oh, yeah, he did Solo.
Solo,
yeah. Yeah, which I've still not seen, by the way.
7 director credits. I mean, it's basically a couple of shorts... basically just shorts and a TV documentary.
She's been testing the waters. This is how she's rising in the ranks. She wants to do more. So
directing. Now you give her an episode of TV. It's a normal progression.
Yeah. She's gonna do it. She's do it. I like Bryce Dallas. I don't know if I like her as a director, but I like Bryce Dallas Howard.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So Star Wars show is a thing. It's just happening.
Yeah, it started filming this past 2 weeks.
Oh, it's actually real now. Okay, Because it's
that's
we've
this
been
is
hearing
photos from the sets.
figments of a Star Wars TV show of some kind for decades at this point. So it's just now it's actually real. Now there's actually production happening.
That's it. This photos from the sets in the last couple of weeks.
All right. Well, were you expecting a Black Mirror season this year?
I am now.
But you weren't before, right?
I wasn't a week ago, no.
Because we were hearing nothing about Black Mirror this year, and all of a sudden, it's actually not even, the news wasn't even about Black Mirror. The news was about Netflix experimenting with some choose your own adventure bullshit.
Which we heard a while back. They were wanting to.
Yeah, they want to do it with like a Minecraft thing on Netflix, and they've done it with the kids stuff. Puss in Book, which I assume was a spin off of Puss in Boots.
I would hope so.
I would hope so. I feel like my attitude, if I hear Puss in Book, I've got a very specific type of book in my mind.
Probably not a kids show.
Yeah, it's probably not a kids show or a kids book for that matter. So yeah, but apparently one of the things they want to do this with, so they're going to try this choose your own thing, and I assume this is going to be fairly limited. It'll maybe have a few different endings, but they want to try it with Black Mirror. I don't know if it's. I assume maybe just one episode of it rather than the whole thing.
Yeah, what I read was they want to do one episode. The way I'm assuming it works is that every so often it'll pop up
with an A or B.
Yeah, I think the idea is to make you feel like you're involved in the shady shit that's going on, and it'll be like, oh, what should they do? Hide or confront, and it'll jump to a different. So the length of the episode will be like 3 hours.
Well, not if you're watching it. It'll be the length will be 40 minutes, but there's maybe like 2 hours of footage actually in there if you.
Right. As I say, the length of the episode when when Netflix tells you how long it is.
Yeah.
Will be quite considerable.
Why would Netflix tell you what all the footage is? They wouldn't tell you that. They'd tell you what it actually takes to watch, give or take, right?
No, I don't think they would. Because what I think they'll do is it'll do it like timestamps, essentially, where it'll all be there. And then when it pops up and you say, right, A, jump to...
No way! There is no way in hell on Netflix's page it's going to say, oh, this thing's 3.5 hours long because that's how much footage there is. They'll come to some kind of middle ground and say it will take roughly this, depending on what choices you make.
We'll see.
I don't even think it'll be as many as 3 hours. I feel like it's going to be a lot more limited than what you're maybe thinking. Because what you're saying to me, 3 hours, makes it sound like there's going to be a ton of choices and it's going to change so much.
Yeah, I mean, it depends how serious they are with this choose your own thing.
Yeah, I feel like it'll be like a few key choices. They'll change a little bit, but maybe not the overall outcome, unless they want to go nuts with it. I mean, Charlie Brooker. If anyone's going to go nuts with it, maybe Charlie Brooker is the one to go nuts with it. But so
and he's a big gaming fan as well. So the idea of him including the interactivity.
Let's be honest here, though. That still is all a bit of a novelty. We'll see if it works. We'll see if it doesn't. The fun thing here is that when we review this, we might get completely different endings. We might come out of this review and go, "Oh, what did you get?"
Depending on how many options there are. We could get vastly different things entirely.
Which will be a fun conversation for its own, for a different way. It'll just be a fun conversation.
It'll be unique.
Yes. But the interesting thing about this for me is that the 5th season is expected in December again. It was December last year.
Yeah, I think this was according to Hollywood Reporter.
But it came from unnamed sources. I think that where I got this from came from Bloomberg originally, but
right, okay, I'm sure I saw Hollywood Reporter.
Yeah, but I mean, according to a report by Bloomberg, I think that was the original source.
Okay, so this is weird. I mean, I know they kind of did this last year, where there was nothing, and we got like a leak in like going, oh yeah, hey, by the way, it's coming soon. They're gonna surprise drop it. But we were kind of half expecting it at some point anyway. We were like, okay, we're kind of due it.
Yeah, but here's the question. Did we ever get a renewal after last season? Did we ever get renewed for season 5? Did we ever get that? I don't remember.
I think we must have done.
Google it.
Just check it. If I Google Black Mirror renew, yeah, it was. Hang on. Renewed for season 5 by Netflix. This is deadline. This was in March.
Okay.
Apparently.
Right. I just forgotten then. But fair enough. I guess I just never assumed it was coming this year. I thought we were just going to be so far out that,
Well, yeah. If that was in March, I wouldn't have expected it till like July next year.
That's the sort of thing though, where they could have been working on it already for months by the time they actually told us they'd renewed it.
Could have been. They must have been.
Yeah. So yeah, we're getting I assume 6 episodes again. That's been the format these past 2 seasons with the Netflix seasons. So
Well, 5 plus a choose your own.
5 plus a choose your own. Very true. So yeah, so I'd expect that in 1 episode, and we'll get our. So yeah, we're going to have Black Mirror to do sometime in December.
Maybe we'll wait and see. Like I said, they did this. We were expecting it last year because we were like, we're really due a season of Black Mirror because it had been a while, and then they did this thing where they, like the 12 days of Black Mirror, whatever it was, and they got a release date at the end, and it was like pretty close. It was a relatively short announcement, even by Netflix's standards. But this is weird that we've heard nothing.
It's as expected, admittedly, so it could get pushed. It could be like, okay, that's when it was going to premiere, but then maybe not quite ready. Could end up in January, February. Who knows?
Yeah, I'd say the one thing that Black Mirror has going for it in terms of pumping it out on a yearly schedule is, it's all different casts and directors and crews. It can be worked on simultaneously once they're written.
Oh yeah, all 6 episodes could be shooting at the same time. That's very true.
Yeah.
But hey, so yeah, Black Mirror is apparently coming this year. Apparently.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Okay.
So that'll take us on to the new shows in development. Finally.
Yeah.
Just an hour and 20 into it, I think. Something like that.
Oh, is that it?
Something like that. So we start with the comedies, as we typically do. Meg Ryan is attached to produce and potentially star in a single camera comedy at NBC. The project is titled The Obsolescence and takes place in a New Jersey suburb where the facade of peace and civility is disrupted by the shocking death of a long-time township council member.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't give me much to go on in terms of a comedy.
Nah, not really. I think a lot of these are kind of like that. There's a few of them that really feel that way. So this is where we can make up some time. It's just
that one's done.
Be a bit quicker on these ones. Justin Noble is developing a new comedy series at NBC. It's Untitled, and it follows 7 residents who live in a modern communal living space modelled after a college dorm. They come from all walks of life and all have personal reasons for choosing this alternative living situation. While they start out as strangers, they soon become each other's newest and closest friends through the forced interactions that happen when you're living in close quarters. So it sounds like essentially a.
It sounds like hell. I mean, sure. Why would you choose to live like that? Anyone? It's pretty shitty doing it for college. I mean, you don't do it as an adult.
You can see the comedy opportunities there, though.
Yeah.
It's basically a family sitcom, except instead of being an actual family, they're just a bunch of strangers.
Yeah.
That's pretty what much. It is, yeah. So instead, like it's actually not. I'll compare it more to a workplace comedy. It's all the co-workers, but instead you're actually living together. So instead of fighting about deadlines, you're fighting about.
No, do you know what it is? It's basically Friends, just without them knowing. They don't know each other in advance, but in terms of the living space.
Sure.
It's kind of like that.
Okay, I can see that. Next up, NBC's put in development Exes-in-Law, a half-hour comedy from Speechless writer-producer Nikki Schwartz-Wright. Well, the pilot for Speechless was pretty good, so maybe I'll pay more attention to this. Exes-in-Law is inspired by a real-life relationship she had. When Tess and Alex have an explosive breakup and vow never to see each other again, they're horrified to discover that their younger siblings and best friends have been secretly dating and will soon wed. Now, not only will they have to see each other again, they're about to be family.
Okay, it's a family comedy.
It's a family comedy,
but
yeah.
I liked what I've seen of Speechless a lot, so it's a good start.
Yeah. It's just a fine enough premise. It's a wacky enough idea. Do you know what's really funny about these premises to me is that they only really matter that much in season 1. Because season 1 will be the story of getting over this. And once you get to season 2, it doesn't really matter anymore, and it's just a family comedy.
It's just a bunch of people together, yeah.
So, it's... But hey, you have to start off with some sort of spark, so why not that, I guess. Sure. Next up, Fox is developing a music comedy series that comes from the Jackal Group, Variety's learned. The project is titled An American Band. The single-camera comedy is about a harmonic and discordant adventures of the Wilds, a diverse and dysfunctional Northern California family that can't get a single thing right with each other, except for the music they've been making for the last 25 years as a multi-generational family band.
I think I kind of love the insanity of that.
This sounds like more of a nightmare to me than the dorm living situation. They both sound pretty awful, but this sounds terrible.
I imagine, all right, I've got to be in a band with my mother.
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds pretty hellish.
Especially like if you're like the subdued one and she's the crazy one on the vocals or whatever.
Yeah.
Doing all the dancing and whatnot. That's just hell.
Yeah. Both pretty bad. I mean, like when you got the dorm room style thing, it's like, all these people, I don't know you, I don't like you, but here I am, I have to live with you. At least with family, yeah, even if you don't like them that much, you've lived with them for long enough that you get used to it. When you're thrown into a dorm like that, it's like, nah, screw this.
Alright, when you're told, hey, no, you can't go and play your video games that night. Your new video games that you like so much, you can't play that. You have to come and do a gig with mummy.
Yeah, it sounds pretty shitty, doesn't it?
You can't go see that new movie. That new Halloween movie you've been looking forward to, you little horror fan. You can't go see that because your mum's on drums and your dad's on bass and you need to be there for the keyboard.
I'm money on one of them just not being musical and just plays the triangle.
I can see the joke in that, sure. Or the drums.
No, they can't. They got no rhythm. They got nothing. They just hit the triangle every so often.
Okay. All the maracas you can all the child classroom instruments you can whip out.
Yeah. But that's what they do. That's the joke. Every episode they do a different one.
Yeah. The cymbals or whatever. Just the one clash at the end.
Yeah, you get a tambourine at one point.
Tambourine, there you go. Little bongo drum, I don't know. Just mime. Just
to make them feel involved.
Pretend to be a backing singer, just mime what they're doing. Alright.
Yeah.
9JKL co-creator, executive producer Dana Klein is producing another multi-camera, multi-generational comedy. I'll give them the wordplay on that. That was fun to say.
Was it?
Yeah, multi-camera, multi-generational comedy. Yeah. It's a CBS pilot commitment they've got. It's written by Klein. It's called The Squeeze. It centers on a married couple that struggles to take care of both dependent children and dependent parents. That is the most CBS description ever. There's nothing there. It's just, no, they have to put up with their parents and their kids. Alright, family comedy. Right, we get it. Yeah. Moving on. Also at CBS, Superior Donuts alum Jermaine Fowler is going to be in a starring vehicle. The network has given a pilot production commitment to Quinta and Jermaine, a multi-camera comedy starring and executive produced by actor comedian Fowler and internet star Quinta Brunson. So they've got their real names, their real first names, and a lot of comedies have done that with in the past with stand-up comedians and stuff like Everybody Loves Raymond, so on. Quinta and Jermaine stars the title duo as childhood best friends who find themselves expecting a child while navigating adulthood. Again, that is almost nothing. It's just they're a couple.
And I have no idea who these people are, so I don't know what to expect from them comedy-wise.
Exactly. It's very CBS. Wait until we get to the dramas. There's some very CBS stuff.
Oh, God.
Although we're not done with CBS comedies yet. Chuck Lorre, of course, who did Big Bang Theory and 2.5 Men. And, of course, Big Bang Theory is on its last season now, so he needs to make new shows. He needs to make more. So he's teaming with several frequent collaborators for a new multi-camera comedy at CBS. It's going to be headlined by former Mike and Molly star Billy Gardell, and it's landed a pilot production commitment for CBS's 2019 to 2020 schedule. By the way, we're talking about the 2019 to 2020 schedule now. It's insane. Time's moved on.
Yeah. This is basically CBS went, hey, Chuck, a Big Bang Theory, it got too expensive. Can we get something for it? What you got for us?
Yeah,
whatever it is, we'll take it.
We want a young, cheap cast, because once the show's been on 10 years, the cast all demand a fortune. We want more.
Yeah. We just need fresh blood. That's all. It doesn't need to be amazing. Just do us the same thing again that we can do with new people.
Well, this is called. I don't even know how to say this. I guess I'll just say the word. But I want to tell you right now, the middle of this word, or the title rather, is an emoji. It's Bob Hearts. I thought Connor had a technical fault. Turns up he just hung up.
Yeah, I didn't want to hear about the emoji story.
It's called Bob Hart's Sorry. Bob Hart's Ibishola, I'll say. This is the sort of name where once I hear it once, I'll be fine with it, but I'm not sure how to pronounce it on site. But yeah, it's a multi-camera comedy, and Bob Hart's... And Joe, what's amazing is that Word even copied the heart emoji over. Like, it knows how to do it. There's a heart in my document.
Microsoft, you shill.
After having a heart attack... I'd say it makes the heart a little bit funnier, I have to admit. After having a heart attack, a man falls in love with his Nigerian nurse and sets his sights on getting her to give him a chance. So it's about a stalker who won't leave his nurse alone. Yeah, I'm going to love this guy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just call it...
I think I was right to hang up. I didn't want to hear this. I didn't need to hear this.
Oh... Next up, still on comedies, HBO is teaming with Jason Kim and Greta Lee to develop a comedy series about Los Angeles' Koreatown. It's called K-Town. It is billed as a dark comedy. It is billed as a dark comedy about LA's most eccentric zip code and the Kingpin family at the center of it. Lee will star as Yumi, a self-proclaimed Brentwood Barbie and daughter of the Kang family, who reconnects with her embarrassing Korean roots to become a powerful Korean American woman.
Okay.
I don't know what the humor's going to be like. It's hard to judge it.
I mean, it's a fine premise in general.
I actually
as a comedy.
I like the title. I know you made a jab at it about being lazy, but I actually think it's simple enough that it sounds quite good.
I think it didn't help where it came in that story. But it'll be about. Read that sentence again.
Well, it was two separate sentences. I mean, the sentence before.
But
they're going to develop a show about a Los Angeles Koreatown neighborhood.
Yeah. That's I think running from that and then just code, and it was called K-Town.
Oh sure, but I think Koreatown doesn't sound like a good title, but K-Town does it. It simplifies it a little bit and makes it sound a bit more catchy.
Fair enough.
It's just a simple title. I mean, I'm not going to praise it that much, but yeah. So I don't know. HBO comedies are a really weird thing to me. I never know what to expect from them.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any that I really love.
I love Curb Your Enthusiasm. I heard a lot of good things about Barry, which came out this year. Tim was raving about that.
Yeah, I can't remember the name. I relatively enjoyed one a few years ago with Patrick Stewart as like a.
I can't remember.
It was like a newscaster or something like that.
I feel
vaguely remember it.
I feel like so many of them come and go, but very, very few of them kind of stick around to actually be.
They always feel really forgettable.
Yeah. But yeah, K-Town's a thing. Speaking of HBO comedies, they've also given a series order to the Danny McBride comedy, The Righteous Gemstones. If you remember, this was the Evangelists with John Goodman as the head of the family.
Yeah, but it's a Danny McBride comedy, so
I get it. But yeah, so that's been ordered to series, so that's happening. A long tradition of deviance, greed, and charitable work, all in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. So that's the premise of the show. So it's a bunch of corrupt con artists, basically.
I mean, I can see the comedy in that.
Oh, sure.
I just think the comedy I want from that is not going to be the comedy I get from Danny McBride.
That's fair. So next up, Hulu's greenlit an animated comedy series called Crossing Swords. We did talk about this before. I remember this coming up. It's got a 10-episode first season, and Nicholas Hoult is going to play the lead. He's going to voice the lead character. So yeah, this is from much the same team from Adult Swim who do Robot Chicken. So it stars Nicholas Hoult as Patrick, a good-hearted peasant who lands the coveted squire position at the royal castle. His dream job quickly turns into a nightmare when he learns that his beloved kingdom is run by a hornet's nest of horny monarchs, crooks and charlatans. Even worse, Patrick's valour made him the black sheep of his family, and now his criminal siblings have returned to make his life hell.
Sounds pretty good. Sounds like my sort of thing.
Do you know, outside of Rick and Morty, I've never seen anything from Adult Swim. I have absolutely no idea what to expect from that.
Fair enough.
No idea.
Just a slight tangent. It did remind me of just a quick renewal. From Netflix, they renewed the Dragon Prince for season 2, which I know you don't care about, but that only premiered like a week or two ago. So it's pretty quick. It was an animated, the animated fantasy thing.
I thought you were going to tell me about Grunberg's one that no one seemed to like.
No.
Disenfranchised, I want to say.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Disenchantment.
No, not that one. Disenchantment. Yeah.
Oh, well,
So I think I made that mistake before, and now it's stuck in your head because I said that.
Speaking of Netflix, though, they have also They have also ordered a animated comedy series, an adult animated comedy series. 10 episodes. It's called Hoops, and it stars Jake Johnson as the lead, his voice. Of course, he's in New Girl. He was in Jurassic World. You know his voice. He's in the new Spider-Man animated movie. Actually,
Speaking of voice work, yeah,
he's voicing Peter Parker, Spider-Man. From writer comedian Ben Hoffman, Phil Lord, and Chris Miller, who are producing. Hoops centers on a hot-headed, foul-mouthed high school basketball coach who thinks turning around his god-awful team will take him to the big leagues. So he's an awful basketball coach at high school. I can see Jake Johnson doing that well.
Yeah, me too. I haven't watched a lot of Netflix's animated comedy, not their adult ones. The only one I really tried was BoJack Horseman, and I really didn't like that.
Yeah, it's got its fans though. I know a lot of people like that show.
It does. It's on like season 4 or 5 now.
Yeah, people like that.
Man, I hated it.
You know, this sort of thing happens. On to the dramas now, though. We're speeding through this. We're getting through some of this later stuff. I was worried earlier on we're going to have to split this episode in two. Make it a two-parter.
Yeah.
But I think we're moving on swiftly now. So, on to the dramas. Shonda Rhimes and Matt Reeves are developing a property for Netflix. And I say property...
Interesting combination.
Because they're developing... This is the thing. I think they're both in one... I mean, they're probably working together on this because they work together. And I don't know what the breakdown is. But I assume that one of them is doing the TV show and one of them is doing the movie. Because Netflix want to do a movie and a TV show about this thing. So
Shonda Rhimes will be doing the TV show. You
would think, yeah. And Matt Reeves has also done a lot of movies, so it makes sense. Yeah. But it's called Recursion. And it is a sci-fi story. It's based on a novel from Blake Crouch. The deal was announced on Thursday. Netflix secured the rights to Recursion, and it's actually not. It's been published on June 11th. Sorry, so it's not coming out until next June, right? It's this we're 6. Well, actually, no, we're 8 months away.
It's interesting
from this thing coming out.
Because assuming that you've got this isn't the only story this week of Netflix doing film and TV things.
It's not. No, I've got more.
So it's interesting that it makes sense for them as a platform to do that. They've got control over both. It's easy for them.
Yeah, but it makes me wonder, how does it split up into the two things then? What makes the movie separate from the show? Why do that? And again, this is a new thing. We can't even guess because none of us have read the book yet. We don't even know how it would split up.
What's the premise?
Recursion explores what happens when a brilliant female scientist invents a powerful technology that allows people not just to reactivate their most visceral memories, but also to reinvent them entirely. For some, it offers the chance to rewrite their entire lives. In the wrong hands, it could upend the world. So, and Reeves said it's a mind-blowing, mind-bending novel, presents an opportunity to explore expansive narratives simultaneously through both film and television, blah, blah, blah. So...
It's interesting. See, I know what I'd do with that premise to split them, but I don't think it's what they'll do. What I'd do is the TV show would follow that story specifically of, okay, this is the mystery of, what happened, what we can do, the birth of the technology. And then in the movie, I'd take, one person doing one memory and just do, a 2-hour movie on what they were, that character.
You could also flip it. You could make the movie being about the thing becoming a thing, and then the TV show, you have a bunch of characters all going through this, where their memories are being rewritten, and you almost have them kind of rediscover who they actually are as they're fighting through these fake memories. But I'm definitely getting a almost like Maniac right now, combined with a bit of Westworld, combined with a bit of Inception. I'm getting a lot of things mixed together.
I don't hate it though. I can see myself enjoying it.
Yeah,
be interesting clashes stuff because obviously I quite like Matt Reeves as a director. Shonda Rhimes. I mean, I've not tried a lot of us. Not my sort of stuff. There's only one show that I really quite like.
This is definitely the first thing she's been doing is in my wheelhouse, where I'm like, oh no, I'm interested in this because you're doing a sci-fi show.
Yeah, the only thing of hers I've liked that I've seen, properly on, okay, that was good and watched a full season at least, was How to Get Away with Murder, which on premise shouldn't be the sort of thing that I like. It's okay, it's law students, but it had a really cool narrative structure with and the way it played with time. That was kind of really strong for it. But I mean, this is interesting.
Yeah. So I'm curious. You know, if we're talking about the needle again, you know, I'm like a curious 6. You know, I'm above.
I'll agree with that. Yeah.
I'm above just apathetic. I'm curious, and I like Matt Reeves. He's obviously pretty good. So
Yeah.
you know, he's done obviously the Apes movies, which are fantastic, and he worked on. I mean, I don't like. I mean, I like Let Me In, but I mean, I would never watch it again because the original's better. But it's a solidly directed thing. Like I can't put down like his work on it. So. But yeah, that's Recursion. Even it's got a proper sci-fi name. Next up, also Netflix, also another book series they have nabbed the rights to, and that is the Chronicles of Narnia. Is this what you were talking about with books, with movies and TV shows? Yeah. So what do movies and TV shows? How it splits up? I mean, I don't know. I have no idea.
I think I had a moment where I was like, "Have you got this?" Because I assumed this would have been the headline of the segment, given that everyone knows what Chronicles of Narnia is.
I do, but the other one said it would be more interesting to me, so I put that at the top.
You never read these books when you were younger, did you?
Oh, not a word.
Missing out.
Not a word. I saw like half of the movie with James McAvoy in it like 10 years ago, and that was about it.
Which one was he in?
The first one of the.
Is he in the first one?
The new batch.
Yeah, I don't remember that well. That movie, fine.
It was.
I really like the books though. Big fan.
Never touched the books. You know, I'm not a fantasy guy. They don't really appeal to me that much, but. So yeah, they've got the rights to all 7 books. Yes, all 7 books. And they always like to say, oh, they've sold X million copies over these many languages and blah, blah, blah.
Probably a lot, given the popularity of these.
But they've got a multi-year deal between Netflix and the C.S. Lewis company. C.S. Lewis, of course, has books and his estate owns them and so on. So they're going to do TV shows and film projects based on the world of his books. Well, that means
that makes sense.
I could see the movies being adaptations of the books, and then the TV shows been like an exploration of like another part of the world. You know, where they expand on something.
How familiar are you with the books, or you know the premise in general?
There's a wardrobe that leads to a magical world.
Yes, okay, but are you familiar with the timing elements?
Not even remotely.
So when they're in Narnia, they come back and time's like not moved at all.
Okay.
And then they go back to Narnia like a year later, and it's been like 1,000 years in Narnia.
Okay.
Like, and everything's changed. So it would be really easy to have the movies do these straight adaptations, and for the TV show, just set it in between 2 of these periods and be like, right, what happened in there?
Okay. It means no... Well, unless you have someone stay behind who is like dead by the time the rest of them come back. But
that would be weird.
You'd have no human like Earth characters. You'd have just the characters of the world in there on the show.
Yeah.
But I mean they might do. I mean they're saying series as if there's going to be multiple series. So I mean they could do a number of things, whatever they want to do. Clearly though, I'd say that in a year's time, or maybe before a year's up, we'll hear maybe a specific show they've greenlit or a specific movie they want to do, or
I would have thought so,
or whatever. And we'll see. Take it from there. But speaking of Netflix, still we're not moving yet. They ordered. This was actually stuff from late last week, so we didn't have a show at the weekend last week like we normally do. So this was a bunch of other stuff. This was shows that are to various extents are all kind of interest to us in our wheelhouse in terms of genre.
Okay.
So first up, they ordered a show called The Island, and that's I-land, not as in the word island.
Okay. I as in the word I or the letter I?
The letter I. So it's a play on words.
Okay.
So there's the island, so just...
I-land.
Yes.
Yeah.
When 10 people wake up in a treacherous island with no memory of who they are or how they got there, they set off on a trek to try and get back home. They soon discover this world is not as it seems. Faced with the island's extreme psychological and physical challenges, they must rise to be better selves or die as their worst ones. It does mention it's been ordered for 7 episodes.
that would be a hell of a deal.
That's notable. 7 episodes. Kate Bosworth's been cast as one of the characters, which I'm not particularly thrilled with because I don't think she's very good. But
she's kind of very, very bland, isn't she?
But I mean, she could be the boring character, and there could be 6 or 7 other, interesting characters.
Hey, we saw what Westworld did with James Marsden.
True. She could be the James Marsden, who was also in Superman Returns. Funnily enough, that movie was full of bland. Damn it!
It was. You had too much bland, and Ralph tried his best. Bless him.
It was Routh, a lot of bland, and then a pervert. That was your spectrum of actors in that movie.
Man, it's crazy that Ralph's the only one that came out of that really well.
I know. Now he's voicing Shazam in a cartoon, actually, making him like now he's voiced Shazam, played the Atom, and played Superman, which might be a record. Although, because I was seeing this on Twitter, like, is he the first person to like voice 3 different DC, or at least play 3 different DC characters in 3 different mediums? Because he's done TV show, now animated series, right? And I think there's probably been more, because there's been a lot of actors who have guested on the TV shows who used to be in the movies. Like you had, people came in Smallville, they came on Supergirl, and I have to imagine some of them have done a voice here or there in an animated movie.
Yeah, you had things like Adam West obviously did the Batman TV show, the Batman movie, and then appeared as a voice in animated series.
That's it. I'd be willing to take that one away, because the movie's a continuation of the same show, essentially.
That's fair.
I'd be willing to disqualify that one, just for the sake of...
No, that's fair. It's not 3 different characters.
Yeah.
2 different characters, 3 different mediums.
But because I was thinking, like Martha Kent from Smallville. What's her face?
Yes.
She was Lana in Superman 3, then she was in Smallville.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's done any animated voice work in any DC stuff, but it's not out of the question she might have done. And if she did, then she's on that list too. And if Margot Kidder did any, because she was on Smallville, or these days you got Helen Slater on Supergirl. Did she ever do a voice? Dean Cain. I mean, he's never in a movie, I suppose. But like, there's a bunch of there could be others. I just don't know, but certainly notable.
Yeah, it feels likely.
But Shazam, the Atom, and Superman are a pretty big trio of characters to have played.
Where's he voicing Shazam?
I don't know off the top of my head. There was news recently about him voicing Shazam in an animated thing.
I'm intrigued, because I did not see this.
I imagine it's probably one of the animated movies, but I could be wrong.
That would make sense, but they've had what's his name as a Shazam?
Maybe they had to replace whoever does Shazam for Young Justice or something. I don't know. Just a thought.
Yeah, it could be.
I don't know. I saw it.
Sure, I'm literally googling Brandon Routh Shazam, and nothing is coming up.
Don't make me out to be a liar. I saw this.
I believe you, but Google doesn't. Here we go.
Oh, yeah.
It's not it's the Lego DC Supervillains.
Oh, so it's a video game.
I don't know if it is the game, or because I know they do the Lego movies as well.
Oh, sure, yeah.
That
still counts. Just because it's a Lego version doesn't mean it doesn't count.
No, it counts. It counts. No, it seems to be the game.
Oh, there you go. So he's still got an animated movie to do then. He could do 4.
Yeah,
he could do 4 mediums if he gets an animated
with
voice.
that, we've still got Mark Hamill as the Joker, Conroy as Batman,
Oh,
Gina Torres as Superwoman, Ralph as Shazam,
Gina Torres.
Rosenbaum's back as the Flash, Tara Strong as Harley, Clancy Brown as Lex.
All right, we get the point. Good cast. All right.
I'm just seeing it and going, oh, this is quite impressive.
Anyway, back to the Island.
Yes,
Premise-wise,
I care about this.
well, the premise is okay. I think the premise is fine. Especially, it mentions psychological. Yeah.
I had a moment where I was like, I care about this, because I forgot you'd already told me what it was. I was waiting for you to explain
right,
it.
okay.
But no,
So
you're right. It did sound pretty interesting.
So what would you say you're at? You're at 5? Are you nudging up a bit?
5.5.
Yeah.
Just interesting enough that okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, not enough there yet.
I'd say
to make me go yeah.
It'd be at a 6, but Kate Bosworth puts it back down to a 5.5. 7 episodes though does imply a very tight story where they've got a clear. This is what the story is, and we're going to do that story and no more.
Yeah, that's true.
Netflix also ordered a show called October Faction, which is based on an IDW comic created by Steve Niles. The show follows the globe-trotting monster hunters Fred and Dolores Allen, who after the death of Fred's father return to their hometown in upstate New York with their teenage children Jeff and Viv. That's Jeff John's spelling of Jeff, just for the record. Okay. Notable, because he's the only guy I know about that spelling.
Jeff with a G.
Aye. Well, when I first saw Jeff Johns' name, I didn't know how to say it. I was like, Geoff? What?
Really?
Yeah, I'd never seen that before. I did not know there was another spelling of Jeff. I thought Jeff was just Jeff. Jeff.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, so as the family adjusts, Fred and Dolores must hide their identities as members of a secret organization and quickly discover that their new small town setting isn't as idyllic as it seems. They've ordered 10 episodes for season 1 of this. So they're ex-monster hunters who are trying to live a normal life, and they've got teenagers now. So
by hiding in a secret society.
No. No, they were in a secret society, but now they're hiding the fact that they were in one. Now they're trying to be normal.
Right, okay.
But they were demon hunters. But it sounds like they're going to try and be normal for the sake of the kids, maybe. Do you know what I'm getting? I'm getting like a not dead parents Lemony Snicket thing. Where instead of being dead, they're living with their parents, and the weird stuff starts to happen around them. But it's demons and shit.
Okay. Yeah. Well, hang on. Is it demon hunters or monster hunters?
Globetrotting monster hunters.
Right. Okay. Because you flip between them a couple of times.
Okay.
There,
well,
and they're very different things to me.
Okay, sure. We're still talking supernatural beings, though, right? We're not talking.
I mean, sure, but I felt there's a big difference between demons and monsters.
That's pretty close in the chart.
I mean, nah.
Monster just means bigger, and
exactly.
that's all that means. I'm still thinking. I'm thinking like a 9-foot tall hairy thing as opposed to. You know, a demon, like monster, right? I'm thinking demon in the Buffy sense, not in the supernatural paranormal activity sense.
Yeah, I get that. The problem is when you say monster hunter, I think of the game and I think of like dinosaur-esque creatures.
Oh, I'm not thinking that. I mean, it could be that,
like dragon sort of things.
It's called October Faction, and the word October to me, which I assume is the name of the secret organization, implies more horror skewing.
Yeah, no, I'll give you that one.
Right. You could just look it up if you want to really fight me on it.
I could, couldn't I? What October Faction.
October Faction. What does the front cover of the book look like? What we got? Investigation.
Images. Here we go. Hang on, it's loading. IDW's page is horribly slow. Yeah, it looks. The first cover is more like a ghost sort of thing looking.
So more demony. More ghosty demony.
It is more demony. Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm getting like Lemony Snicket's Unfortunate Events meets Buffy here from this.
Yeah, the covers are proper horror-esque covers, though. By the way,
I'm okay.
They're
with
the sort of thing that you'd be into these.
Oh, good. I'm all for more horror TV shows. You know I am. Like, give me some good ones because a lot of them flounder. A lot of them are shit. I want good horror TV shows. So the more chances to try it, the better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'm like a 7 on this. I sense good things. It could go downhill when we actually get footage and things, but I like the premise. I see the potential for a TV show. I like the title. I'm in.
I'm gonna give it a 6.5.
Yeah.
A little bit lower for being murky and making me question what kind of monster. Clearer description would have had me going in from the start.
To be fair, they only ever said monster. I'm the one who started swapping with demon.
They are, but if you hadn't done that, I would have been thinking of something entirely different. So that's on them.
So, I mean, we mentioned Kevin Spacey earlier. He's a monster. Monsters can be many different things.
They can, which is why they should be more specific.
Yeah, no, I'm intrigued. Island sounds cool. This sounds a little bit better, a little bit more hopeful. Netflix also ordered.
How many of these are you going to say Netflix also ordered for?
This is not the last one, I'll tell you that much. This is called Warrior Nun.
Oh, I'm in. I'm at a 7 already.
This is inspired by the manga novels of the same name. It revolves around a 19-year-old woman who wakes up in a morgue with a new lease on life. I assume she technically died then, since she woke up in a morgue.
Yeah, so she's a zombie. Okay, cool.
Well, she came back to life. I don't know if she's a zombie necessarily. But she, with a new lease of life and a divine artifact embedded into her back, probably what kept her alive. Probably what brought her back.
Probably, yeah.
Yes. She discovers she is now part of an ancient order that has been tasked with fighting demons on Earth, and powerful forces representing both heaven and hell want to find and control her. Netflix has ordered 10 episodes for season 1.
I'm at like an 8 for this. This is hitting all my boxes.
Nah, but the same as the last one. Solid 7. And again, if you missed the explanation earlier, we start at a 5 for these shows in terms of hype because it's in the middle. It's apathetic, and then it goes up or down from there, right?
I like how you said if you missed the explanation, like someone's only just tuning in. Like,
they may.
Like, like how you get sometimes on TV, or like on like panel shows or something like that. And if you've just tuned in, this is what's happening.
If YouTube ever let you set up a playlist to just play, so you've got like a live feed on your main page, and they can make you stumble into your show halfway through.
You're future-proofing.
I'm future-proofing for that scenario. Because I know Twitch was supposed to add that feature where you could set it to play old content. I don't know if they did. Maybe they did. I'm unaware of if they did or not.
Oh, okay. I thought they did ages ago.
Maybe they did. I just haven't noticed.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, that one's ticking all my boxes.
All your boxes. Warrior Nun. Again, I see some buffiness in this, just in the sense that you've got a warrior young woman who's going to like fight the forces of evil and demons and shit.
Yeah, sure.
There's definitely some elements in there.
Sounds fun.
Everyone wants to be a hit television show, okay? That's all I'm saying. Everyone wants to be a hit television show, so they're copying the master. I mean,
generally speaking, that is the objective, to be a hit.
Yes. Netflix has also ordered, and there's 2 in this one, but it's the final 2. They've ordered 2 shows, although these last ones were in an article altogether. Like those last 3, it was like Netflix orders 3 like sci-fi horror shows, and it was like, yes, okay, this is interesting, and exciting. This one was Netflix.
And these ones get less excited.
This one was Netflix orders 2 dramas based on popular romance novels. And I was like, oh.
Do we have to bother? Can we just go? Yeah, we're at 3.
3 seems a bit high. The first one's called Virgin River. It tells the story of Melinda Monroe, who answers an ad to work as a nurse practitioner in the remote California town of Virgin River, thinking it will be the perfect place to start fresh and leave her painful memories behind. But she soon discovers that the small town living isn't quite as simple as she'd expected. There's vampires and demons. No, I was adding that in myself to make it sound more interesting. And that she must learn to heal herself before she can truly make Virgin River her home. The show is based on the Harley Quinn book series of the same name by author Robin Carr. There are now 20 books in the Virgin River series, Jesus Christ, and together they have sold more than 13 million copies.
I feel like we've spoken about this before.
We haven't spoken about that one.
Because I feel it sounds so familiar, like all these books.
Because they all sound the same, that's why.
Fine, just give the next one out of the way.
This one's called Sweet Magnolias. And I get confused for a second. I was like, I've heard of this. I was like, no, that's Steel Magnolias I've heard of. Sweet Magnolias is very different. Centers on 3 South Carolina women, best friends since high school, as they shepherd each other through the complexities of romance, career, and family.
We have definitely spoken about this one.
So we have that. The show is based on a series
also, that was a personal and professional lives. I'm drinking for that.
It was technically a professional and personal lives moment. The show is based on a series of novels published by the Harley Quinn imprint Myra Books and authored by Cheryl Woods, with a really weird spelling of Cheryl with an S. But yeah.
Does this person just not know how to spell their own name?
Sherryl. That's the spelling of Cheryl.
I feel like they just threw some letters at the screen and went, yeah, that'll do. That's a name.
Well, I mean, maybe a pen name. Maybe that's the joke.
I hope it is.
Maybe the joke is that her real name is just Cheryl, spelt properly, but the pen name is this weird spelling, so no one looks for a Cheryl. She'd never make it that close to the real name. Both shows have got 10 episode first seasons. Now, as much as we're joking because we have no interest in these, it is kind of nice that Netflix are being this diverse. They gave us 3 shows that we would be interested in, and then they gave us 2 shows that are for other people.
True. I think it's notable that a lot of Netflix's content and Hulu and Amazon, the streaming service as a whole, is going for sci-fi horror genre stuff, aiming at kind of our sort of audience, our age range, typically kind of going right. Those people have disposable income. We can grab them and we can keep them hooked forever. So yeah, I mean, I guess if they want to really branch out and go, okay, we need other people with our original content.
Yeah.
This is how they do it.
No, as much as we'll joke because we don't give a shit. I mean, we're never going to watch these shows. It's good that they're being diverse, and it's not a case of no, they have one shtick and that's all they have. They are clearly trying a bunch of different things. They fail sometimes, they succeed others, but they're trying their best to have a wide range of content, and you know a good portion of it falls under because it's not like we're just into certain types of genres. We're into really high quality things of almost any. It's not like Mindhunter falls into like sci-fi and horror, which we typically would cover, but
it's just a damn fine drama.
It's a good show, and you know other shows will do that too, and that's cool. But anyway, so Amazon has ordered a show. They have ordered a action fantasy series based on Robert Jordan's best-selling fantasy novel series. It's called The Wheel of Time.
Oh, I'm very familiar with this.
Have you? You've heard of it? Good. You'll have some insight in a minute. So it sold more than 90 million copies. Rafe Judkins, who's worked on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which is notable for me. Well, it's notable for you as well, but I never heard of the book, so I was like, yeah, it's okay. That's something I care about. Someone who's worked on S.H.I.E.L.D. And they're going to adapt into a series and be a showrunner. So this is Amazon Studios and Sony Pictures Television co-producing the series. Set in the epic world where magic exists but only women can use it, The Wheel of Time follows Moraine, a member of the shadowy and influential all-female organization called the Aes Sedai. Did I pronounce that right?
I've not read them.
Okay. Oh, you've not read them? Okay, you're just familiar with them. Okay.
No, I'm very familiar with it. It's one of my friends. It's his favorite series, and he keeps trying to get me to read them. And I'm like, I will. I just don't have the time. That was 6 years ago.
So Moraine, as she embarks on a dangerous journey with 5 young men and women across the world, Moraine is interested in these 5 because she believes one of them might be the reincarnation of an incredibly powerful individual who prophecies say will either save humanity or destroy it.
Yeah, I'm down.
I mean, it's fantasy, so I mean, I'm like...
You're down a point already.
Yeah, I'm at like a 4 or 4.5, but they could still win me over. Like, I'm not unsalvageable.
Yeah.
They show me something high quality, they give me characters that are likeable and that I care about, then it doesn't matter what genre it is. That's the truth. There's certain hurdles that just once, if a show gets over, it doesn't matter what it is to begin with.
No, that's fair.
But typically I expect certain things out of certain genres, and
yeah. I'm at like a 7.5 for this one.
Yeah. I love how we introduced the needle and we've used it so much already.
It's never going to be used again. We'll forget about it.
Oh no, we keep it.
Because this is it. No, I'm gone next week. When we come back the week after, we're not going to remember.
I'm using it. I'm writing a note. I'm writing the needle down. The needle. And when I see that, I'm going to know what that means.
Well, you're going to forget about it. You're not going to look at this notepad for like 4 months. And you're going to look at it and go, what the hell's the needle?
I look at it every time we do movie news because we make guesses for the box office. I'll see it.
Yeah, but you turn the page, you won't see that page necessarily.
Nah, I put this in the next page, so I'll turn to this page next time.
You mean tomorrow?
Aye.
So, does it really help you?
Yeah, but I use the same page for ages. Like, the same page will do me for predictions for like 2 months. So... So it'll be there. We're not letting this go. The needle is a thing now, damn it. We've got the hype needle. And
I like how it's evolved over the... because at the start of this, it was like, well, I mean, we've not seen any footage, so I guess it's just a 5. And now we're doing it, well, hang on, based on premise. Where are we?
We can do it in premise. You can do it in premise.
Yeah, you can. But like a 7, for me, a 7 there is not equivalent to the 5 from like Night Flyers. Okay, because Night Flyers, I'm like, yeah, okay, because we were judging that based on trailer expectations and hype. Look, where we were.
We have just introduced this scale. We're finding out what the rules are and how it works in our system. Yeah. Right, we're feeling it out. We're feeling it out.
It's
scale.
It's that fluid early continuity thing.
And we start at the 5, which is apathetic, and we go positive or negative from there, right? So when we say a 7, we've not risen up from a 0, right? That's not been the leap. We started at 5. Right, next up. So Wheel of Time. Wheel of Time could be interesting. But next up, ABC has put in development a show called Completeness. It's kind of an awkward title. But it comes from writer Adam Stein, who worked on The Exorcist and Damages. Damages got a lot of good buzz, and we did like The Exorcist. Written by Stein, Completeness is described as a This Is Us meets Grey's Anatomy meets Westworld, but without the robots. What a weird...
Hang on a second.
What a weird introduction to this.
That was a lot of different shows thrown together there.
In our increasingly atomized world, a company sets out a shingle to provide its clients with what's missing in their lives. Whatever you need, a friend, a mother, a grandson, a husband, the complete company's versatile facilitators can become it for you. The resulting relationships are more real than you'd expect and sometimes way more complicated. So it sounds like this company sends out, like, I'll call it an actor, for lack of a better...
No, do you know what this is?
Yeah.
This is from episode 2 of Maniac. This is spoiler free. You're all right. It's the rent a friend system.
Rent a friend, yes, rent a friend. So this is, but it doesn't have to be a friend. It could be rent a grandparent, rent a child, rent a whatever.
Rent a kid sounds wrong.
Rent a kid. No, there was a movie called Rent a Kid. I'm sure, starring Leslie Nielsen.
No, that's fine, but I still wouldn't call something that now.
That's just your awful mind going to bad places. No, you can.
Well, I'm sorry, you brought up Kevin Spacey too many times.
All right. Rent a kid sounds the most like innocent one though. If you start saying rent a child, it sounds really sinister.
It does, doesn't it?
Whereas rent a kid kind of flows.
Rent a small person.
That just sounds like a different category.
Sure.
I mean, I don't necessarily trust this being on ABC. I could see the potential in this, though, as a story.
Yeah, same.
But on ABC, I think it'll be kind of watered down. But I mean, who knows?
ABC takes it from being a 6 to back down to a 5.
Sure, yeah. All right. ABC is given a pilot production commitment to Thicker Than Water, a one-hour dramedy from One Mississippi co-creator, executive producer, and star Tig Notaro. It's going to be executive produced as well by Cara Di Paolo. Written by those two, loosely inspired by personal experiences, Thicker Than Water centers on a single mother who returns to her Tennessee hometown for her estranged father's funeral, and finds herself graveside with several strangers who happen to be her half-siblings. So soapy. Such a soapy start for the show, right? Such a premise. Yeah, these five...
shit, Dad had a whole separate life.
Yeah. Multiple separate lives, in fact, maybe. Yeah, but it's not. I don't expect much from it. I certainly don't think it's Earth kind of thing.
No.
Fox is given a script commitment plus penalty to an FBI cybersecurity drama from the resident executive producer showrunner Todd Harthan and former Prison Break executive producer Vaughn Vilmont. That was actually just Wilmont, but because I said Vaughn, I went full German and went Vilmont because it just flowed.
Von Vilmont sounds like a good name.
Yeah, it does sound like a good name. So it sounds like a supervillain alias. Von Vilmont.
Yeah.
So written by Wilmont, the Untitled project centers on an FBI director, Dole Green, who is framed for a brazen, well-orchestrated attack at the agency headquarters in Washington, D.C. A treasure trove of classified data and the agent's identities are stolen in one of the worst attacks on national security in U.S. history. With his career in shambles, Dole must fight to protect his family and get his life back through any means necessary. The series will explore the way people's lives can be destroyed by accusations, corruptions, and politics in our social media connected world. A digital Scarlet Letter. Wake up, Cara.
Oh, done.
Wake up.
I'm sorry. I got so bored. What the hell was that?
It sounds like so generic. It sounds like CBS wanted this, but Fox nabbed it first. It may have a better title because it's on Fox, because as you'll see coming up, CBS don't have good titles.
No, CBS don't name things with any sort of tact or skill.
They have a show called the FBI and a show called SEAL Team. Right, that's their shows.
Yeah, I don't expect anything from CBS when it comes to naming. I mean, I don't expect anything in quality when it comes to their shows at all, but yeah.
Next up from Fox, they have given a script commitment plus penalty to an hour-long faith-based police procedural.
Okay.
Do you know what's funny? I've never thought of, like, obviously Fox News has a reputation, right? Like, they have a reputation and a half. But I've never thought of the Fox network in terms of their, like, scripted shows kind of adhering to the reputation that the news...
They've been very separate to the point where Fox got rid of them or is getting rid of them.
But... Wait, getting rid of what?
It's network. You know, like...
No, it's not.
Well, no, not the network itself, but it wants to get rid of all the content. It
Oh,
doesn't
sure,
want
yeah,
anything
yeah,
to
yeah.
do with it.
Or at least they're shifting their content to stuff like this that maybe fits with their overall
The
bollocks.
identity of what the Fox network is, they want gone from that.
Yeah, because they cancelled Brooklyn Nine-Nine, they cancelled all that stuff, and everything they seem to be, everything they're greenlighting does feel like CBS cast-offs. Unfortunately, that's kind of the sad state of affairs at Fox. So Fox has given a script commitment plus penalty to this show from the shy co-executive producer Joseph C. Wilson, and Ice Cube's Cube Vision is also producing it. I love how
I wasn't expecting that.
yeah, I love how unshameful he is with that name, Cube Vision.
I would.
Written
You
by
would
Wilson,
too.
the police procedural infuses contemporary retellings of stories from the Bible.
Oh.
It centers on Melvin Reed, a larger-than-life district commander. With the beating heart of faith driving his commitment to his squad, his community and his family. That's personal and professional, kind of.
Oh, it is. I'm drinking. Sorry, I was already drinking when you
Yeah.
said faith-based police procedural.
He sets out to do the impossible, transform one of the most crime-ridden districts in Baltimore by transforming the hearts and minds of both his officers and the residents they're sworn to protect. The project is inspired by the life of Lieutenant Colonel Melvin Russell, who serves as a producer on the project. A long-time Baltimore police officer and preacher, he implemented a new holistic approach when he became district commander in the city's toughest crime-ridden district. Like, if this guy really made achievements, really made progress with his tactics, then great, fair enough. I can't read, we're going to do retellings of stories from the Bible with cops and criminal stories and take it with a hint of anything other than I am passing against this.
All I'm saying is this is a rum and coke, a relatively strong one at that.
Yeah,
that is not enough. I'm going straight for the whiskey.
Yes.
Because I need it.
So, where would you say you're at on the scale, the needle, the hype needle for this?
In terms of genuine expectations, a 1. In terms of holy shit, I need to see the insanity that this is, like an 8.
Oh god, no, I'm not why I watch this.
I'm like, how the hell do you turn Bible stories into a police procedural? I need to know.
Extremely boring.
Probably, but God, I don't know.
No.
I need to see that.
No, I don't want to see a damn thing. Which takes us on to the final story of the week.
So only one from CBS, and it's going to have a generic name. Save the name till after the description.
Okay.
We'll see if it's guessable.
Okay. So CBS put development a show, a drama series from Madame Secretary executive producer David Gray. Written by Gray, when a cop's heroism inadvertently lands him a celebrity status after an on-the-job incident goes viral, his new partner is selected to be part of a pilot program that live streams body cam footage to the public. However, they soon find their lives complicated when the cameras create unintended consequences on and off the force. Now, first of all, that's professional and personal lives right there. On and off the force. Take a drink. So, what's the title of this show?
Body cam.
Almost.
Oh.
The title of this show is Body Cam Cop.
God damn it. So close. Oh.
So, I don't know why, but somehow that's more generic sounding.
It is. I should have known the cop. God damn it.
At least body cam on it. So it's like, okay, body cam. What context? Body cam, is it the police? At least there's some mystique to that title. Body cam cop, just like. It sounds like a man who's part body cam, part cop.
I just want to make sure that the audience knows I have not seen anything to do with this. I don't see this in advance. That was just a genuine guess. And god damn it, I should have known.
Uh-huh. So there you go. Body Cam Cop is the final show of the day.
No, CBS. No.
I give it a 1 on the scale. Not a 0, I give it a 1. Because at least the premise has more going for it than most of their cop shows.
Not by much.
Not by much, but there's a premise there. There's the whole body cam thing's at least a twist on it. So
yeah.
have that. Have your 1 on the hype needle.
Yeah.
Oh dear. So this is the point in the show where we pick our favourite episode of TV of the week. So we have a bunch of Maniac to pick from, of course. We have... No, we usually pick from the Netflix shows.
No, we don't.
What?
We watched a bunch of Maniac, but we don't pick from those.
That's what I was just saying. That was my amendment right after I said that.
Well, I didn't get that far.
But we had a Deuce, of course. We had a Better Call Saul. Was that? Is that what we had this week?
Might be, because we did a lot of we did a good few episodes of Maniac.
Yeah, so it feels like I watched a lot of TV, but that's because of Maniac. Yeah. Well, I mean, Better Call Saul was really good, so. But this was also very good. So I mean, but Better Call Saul
wasn't it?
Probably wins. So both good shows though. I mean, there's not a bad show on right now, which is nice.
See,
well, that we cover.
Since the last news, we finished off Jack Ryan.
Oh yeah, that's not winning though. Not even by a long shot.
No. I'm just since the last news, we've had 2 Sauls and 2 the Deuces.
And to be fair, that's probably
everything we've done in Maniac, I think, except the first 2.
Those were probably 2 of the best Sauls of the season, though. So
they were, weren't they?
So that's the thing. It's probably worth mentioning actually what's happening, because there was a Hulu show that actually started yesterday, a monthly Hulu show. It's a horror anthology. I should probably mention what's happening, because we are not ignoring that. Aye, that sentence was right.
No, that was right. Yeah,
we're not ignoring that. So Connor was originally going to do it with me, review it with me, but he didn't have time because we were so backed up and he's leaving for vacation in a few days. We had to get everything else done. And instead of doing it myself, which I was almost going to do, the plan after Tim get back from getting married was that the future episodes of this we would do as a streams thing. So instead of doing it myself, we're just going to wait until Tim's back and then we'll do episode 1 there. Because this is the thing. Episode 1, The Body, which is what the first episode's called, is 82 minutes long. It is a TV movie. I
did some reading.
Yes.
All the episodes are TV movies. They're all feature length.
That's cool.
So it feels more fitting on streams.
Yeah, so it's going to be me and Tim doing that as a streams TV kind of thing, as opposed to an almost cancelled review kind of thing. It means the first one's going to be a bit late, but I'd rather have Tim there for all of them than have him just miss the first one, which is weird. So that'll be coming in a few weeks' time when he's back, and we're back up and running again doing stuff. So you can look forward to that there. It is worth mentioning, so the plan then, going over the next week, is that Connor's here until Thursday, and we'll be doing a TV from the Multiverse on Thursday with just the new episodes of Flash and Black Lightning, which air next week. That'll be the last thing we do next week. We'll finish Maniac, of course. We'll do the last couple of that before he goes, and we'll be doing movie news and trailer talk, of course, before he goes as well. And the next episode of The Deuce, next episode of Better Call Saul. And it's the final.
Which is the last episode of Better Call Saul.
That's the last Better Call Saul. It's the finale, so that's good.
Before that, we also have the first episode of the new season of Doctor Who.
Oh yes, that's tomorrow. So we'll do that.
It is, yeah.
So then Connor leaves on. Well, I think it's Friday, but whatever. So the last thing he does.
No, I leave on Thursday.
You're leaving Thursday night. Okay.
Thursday day. I'm gone.
When are we doing? Oh, it's Wednesday we're recording the thing, not Thursday.
We're doing Wednesday. We're doing early because I'm leaving on Thursday.
Yeah, that's right. For some reason, I had Thursday in my head. So we're doing that Wednesday, and then on Thursday he's leaving. So what's happening in that week before he gets back is I will be doing Charmed's pilot solo, the new Charm show. That'll be a solo review. I will be doing that for sure. I will be doing the entirety of the Haunting of Hill House solo, so you can look forward to that. I will do some kind of news next week. I don't know if I'll be doing all 3, if it'll just be TV and movie news and no trailers. I'm not sure. But there'll be some news next week solo as well. So you can look forward to that. And then as for stuff that he's missing that is weekly, I will do a solo review of The Deuce, and I will do a solo review, probably of Doctor Who as well, actually. So that those still go up, and it means that Connor, we don't have to record doubles of those when we come back. Connor still has to catch up and watch the ones he misses if he can't get to see them when he's away. But it does mean the schedule's not completely barked when he gets back. So, and because of that, because he gets back on the Thursday the following week, the next TV from the Multiverse will be a little bit later, but it'll be all the catch up from everything that we've missed since those first 2 we did next week. So,
including the first episode of Titans will be in that, which... Are you still doing something with that with Matt during that week on my way?
He was very adamant he wanted to. We'll see if he still has time, but there might be an early Titans individual thing with me and Matt, possibly.
Yeah, since that was the original plan, Matt has gotten busier. He's now moving house.
Yes,
so things have come up since then.
So
we'll have to wait and see on that. But hopefully for your sake, you'll get the early reactions.
Yes,
because I know everyone wants that.
Yes. and then obviously we'll be back to normal after that. But that is the plan. I don't think I've left anything out that you normally do as well, off the top of my head.
No, Saul's finished.
It's all finished. So it's just Deuce and Doctor Who, and obviously the Charm pilot, which may be something we keep around. Like if I think it's really good, I'll be telling Connor to watch it and see what he thinks, so we can get back onto it. But
we'll worry about that after you watch it. Obviously, I'm disappointed to be missing the Haunted Hill House.
yeah, because it's getting good reviews as well. The early buzz is good.
It's getting good reviews. It looks good.
It does.
From everything I'm hearing.
It does.
I'm a little disappointed because it's a shit. Because I've said this before, given how busy our schedule is, I don't really have time to watch a lot of TV just for myself.
Yep.
So this means I don't know when I'll ever get to watch it, which will be really awkward for season 2. Assuming there is a season 2.
Honestly, I think what you should probably do, if it is really good and I tell you it's really good, you should probably try and watch it for the end of the year, just so that when we get to our top 10s of the year and stuff, you can have a say in it, and that means that when season 2 does come, you can just jump in.
Yeah, maybe if we get a quiet period, it's looking maybe at the moment the second half of November is looking a little bit quieter. Once we've finished with Sabrina, Castlevania, Homecoming.
For the minute, we'll see.
Yeah, for now. That's what I said. And obviously we're starting to get stuff seep into December, so that'll start to stack up. So we'll wait and see.
Yeah, but so that is the plan. That is the complex plan of what's coming. So, but I wanted to have everyone informed, know what's coming. Obviously, I'll still be doing my solo Babylon 5. I'll still be doing whatever else. Influx, if you watch our movie content, Influx might miss 1 week because of the vacation. I think it is. So apologies for that. Star Trek as well could end up missing a week. We have the first movie recorded for that because we're on the movies now. Oh.
I think we intended to tell them in the video of the influx that there would be a week off, but we forgot.
That's true, yes, I think we did.
We just didn't.
We forgot. But we do actually have... obviously, this is just all managing vacation time here. Obviously, we'll be back to normal in a couple of weeks' time. But what I will say is we have a fun little announcement. If you like us talking about news and you like video games, there's actually a fun little tidbit here to announce at the end. We're not going to do a weekly news show, because we've tried that in the past a long, long time ago, and it was kind of rough, and... as much as we both play video games, we both like video games, and we keep up on the news to a great extent, there wasn't necessarily enough that interested us specifically to do one weekly, but we are going to start doing a monthly gaming news show. I should just call it a gaming podcast, because it'll also be talking about what we've been playing, just kind of like we do in the movie news. So it's called 1080-bit, and the first one will be by the end of October, and it'll be up early for patrons for about 3 days. If you're a patron at the $1 tier, you can get it 3 days early, but it'll go up for everyone else 3 days later, and that'll be something we do once a month if you're into video games. So
yeah, and it's the sort of thing where if people really like this, we're into the video game stuff, maybe we'll do some more stuff down the line.
Sure, yeah. If people like us doing video game content, we can think about other little things we can do here or there. I do stream video games on Twitch. If the Male Fuzz TV Twitch page, if you want to go and check that out. I'm terrible, but that's part of the fun. You just come and chat about movies and shit.
Well, I mean, we're terrible here, and they're still watching. I mean, I assume they're still. I don't know why.
If they're at this point in the show, they're still watching for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why you're still here, but thanks.
But yeah,
you know we're terrible.
So yeah, as for the usual outro stuff, get us on Patreon at patreon.com/MaleFuzzTV. Get us on Twitter at mailed_fuzz for channel updates. If you want to support the channel, Patreon, I just said that. I'm all out of order. I'm not going to lie, I really need to go to the bathroom and it's really distracting me. So thank you very much, guys. We'll see you next time. Keep watching TV. Movie news and trailers talk should be up in the next couple of days, maybe one per day. Thank you very much. We'll see you then. Have you got any vanilla?